So Rampage was an idea I created on my own about first saying what I would love to see in a movie theater. Like if you see all the studio movies, the PG-13 movies, they're all told and like normal, cliche, nothing surprisingly. Whatever is surprisingly in a studio movie is we want to surprise the audience. And as a real cineast, you know that it's just bullshit, basically. So, and I felt like I want to create a radical movie what is surprisingly for the audience, where you don't know what's going on, basically, in the next 5 minutes, what can turn in all kinds of directions. And at the same time, here was an opportunity to present basically the world of the negative philosophy. What does that mean? Like Nietzsche, Schopenhauer, this kind of thinkers, fascists, for example, where nothing makes sense, we all go down the drain and we will all not survive, and if you're dead or alive it doesn't matter, if you kill people or not it doesn't matter, in the end we are only like a piece of dirt, and in the end we are all dirt, we coming alive and then we in the end fell in pieces. And so it's a very bitter, depressing kind of philosophy background in Rampage. But I think it has a big value to tell that negative philosophy. And especially in times like now, where I think the whole world knows that we actually go down the drain, that we were able actually to ruin the world in the last 100 years. Yeah, so like for thousands of years there were human beings on Earth and nothing really happened, and in the last 100 years after the Industrial Revolution we basically used all the resources existing, and now we have maybe another 40-50 years to go and then we will be all dead. So, and I think this makes it important to present a philosophy like this in a movie.
How do you explain Rampage? I guess on the surface it's about one guy sort of taking fate into his own hands and deciding to sort of make an impact on this small town by taking as many lives as he can within a very short period of time. There's a lot of sort of beyond that, because I realized that there was a lot of movies being made where, you know, you take someone that was really sort of down and out with his life and, you know, really angsty, and he'd go out and kill people for like revenge or to try to make him feel better and make himself feel better or something. But for me, this was kind of a different story, like a lot more mysterious from where Bill's coming from. Bill's the guy that does the Rampage, the guy that I play that does the Rampage. The ideas kind of present, like the social and political ideas, are more like his best friends. And he's really passionate about them. And what it is for Bill, I think, he listens to these ideas, but he's a bit more apathetic. So that sort of allows him, I guess, to go out and, you know, kind of prove the insignificance of one life and really the grand scheme of things, you know, and definitely in the face of, you know, the overpopulation of the world and the human race sort of spreading like a disease around the world, and eventually, you know, it's going to eat up our natural resources and throw the entire world off balance. So, in a way, you know, that's one sort of strong justification for Bill sort of doing it. It's like, you know, if we cut down the population by, say, half, then our sustainable living will increase by that much, and so maybe we'll have a few more generations, you know, on this earth, rather than just running it into the ground and preserving human life, which is really just a disease.
We actually went out for Macaulay Culkin, the Home Alone guy, because I felt like this could be for him a comeback, and it could be like unbelievable if he plays a guy like this. but he already passed on my movie Stoic, and I just think that he cannot improvise maybe, and this is the reason he don't want to do that movies. But I don't want to change my strategy. And Brandon was definitely the second choice. Let's say it this way. He's a great actor, and I worked with him on BluRay 2. He was in Heart of America, one of the best parts in that movie, and he was also the cab driver in Alone in the Dark. So I love working with him, and I think he's a great actor. He's not a medium actor; he's a great actor, and he shows in that movie his presence.
I love working with Uwe. You know, like Uwe's a very interesting guy, and still, like, I'm still trying to figure him out. Honestly, like, he's such an interesting man. Like, he's got really great ideas, social and political ideas. You know, a lot of it. He kind of speaks the truth. He kind of says the things that people don't usually say. And then, you know, it's kind of hidden behind this German bravado, which is amazing. He's a real. You dig deep into Uwe. There's a lot of substance. You keep digging, and he's got more and more to give. And with this kind of stuff, this is a movie that I've never done a movie like this where, like, you don't have a script. You're working off a 10-page treatment, and it's all improv, and the ideas are sort of everyone's to create, and that's fun, man. Because like you just the sky's the limit. You know, we don't have a lot of time, but you know, certainly like we don't have a lot of time to do, you know, everything I'm sure we want to, but it's so loose, this way of working, that like, it's just open. It's fun. Like, you show up to set every day and you don't really know what's going to happen. So the opportunities for discovery are, you know, limitless.
If you have a movie like House of the Dead, Dungeon Siege, Alone in the Dark, BluRay, you need a script, a full written script. It's poor genre stuff. But if you make a movie where you need like actors getting totally emotional involved and totally in method acting into their parts, like Stoics, the movie in the prison, what I did, for example, or the Tunnel Rats Vietnam War movie, or now Rampage. I think then it's better to work with a treatment where you don't develop the dialogue. Because if the actor is really in the part, if he lives the part, if he is that person he plays, then he will not like having hangers on that he cannot say the line anymore. He will not forget a line because he cannot say a wrong line because he turned into that character. And I think this is a very important point in that movies. And I think actually that this movies like Stoic, the prison movie I did this year based on facts, and this movie here, Rampage, working so good because I found the right actors to do it. And here Brandon Fletcher is great to work with.
Are we going right with the full on? No. Going to cut after that? Okay.
In the shot? Yes, we will.
Kids in America.
Thanks.